So you want to be next?
Yeah, I don't really have any questions, but if you guys want to ask me a question, that's fine. I don't mind.
All right, fantomx, you want to go? Or you want to give it to Robert? You decide. You're next.
Uh, sure, I'll go.
Or tag
All
team.
right.
It's okay. One
All
at a
right.
time.
So, who wants to go first? Who wants to ask the questions first?
I have no preference.
All right. Maybe because Phantom X was here first, let's have him ask the questions first. Even if you don't see the timer, you're gonna hear the timer when it ends at 15 minutes, and I'll be calling if you want the timer once in a while. All right. So here
I
we
got the
go.
time on my phone.
I'm sorry.
I
Go
got
ahead.
I got the time on my phone, so I'll basically know when it is if it's 15 minutes.
All right. Are you Diva clear with the rules?
I'm just gonna answer. Yeah, I'm gonna answer as straightforward as possible. Yeah.
All right. In case you want questioner, you want the person to answer and elaborate, just say elaborate, and the person has 1 minute to elaborate. Okay. So here we go. Start now. Go, Phantom X.
All right. What is the reason you believe in God? Like, if you had to give like the very base reason.
To be honest, because I didn't know, beforehand 100%, but that I've had that personal experience of that day is when I knew for sure.
Okay. Um, do you think someone else could have a personal experience and it convinced them that there is no God?
Can you ask that again? Sorry.
Could someone have a personal experience that convinces them there is no God?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what someone else would think, or I wouldn't know.
So, well, I'm asking if you think it's possible to have a personal experience, not if you know anyone who did, just if that's within the realm of possibilities.
What kind of personal experience do you mean? You know,
I don't know. I'm
Hold on. Hold on. Diva, just answer the question because you're answering with a question. Answer the question. That's one of
yeah.
the rules.
Okay, can you elaborate on the personal experience?
And you rephrase the question.
okay. Let's say someone has a personal experience of something terrible in their life, something that convinces them there is no God. Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, yeah, that happens.
Okay. Why do you think you can have a personal experience and it convinces you there's a God, but someone else can have a personal experience and it convinces them there's no God?
Well, if it's a bad experience, I would say that that's misplaced feelings.
Misplaced
So
feelings.
yeah, I don't think it directly is God, or directly would mean that God doesn't exist because that happened. I think is misdirected. Uh, yeah.
Okay. Do you think there's other ways personal experiences could cause you to have misplaced feelings?
Can you ask me that again?
Are there could you have so not in the God question, but in other things? Do you think personal experience could cause you to have misplaced feelings about other things in your life?
Sure, sure, I think so.
Okay. Um, is there any way you could take a personal experience and be absolutely certain it wasn't misplaced? It didn't lead to misplaced feelings.
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Um, then if you don't know, why is how do you know that you're not having misplaced feelings about the God because of your personal experience?
Well, because it was such a night and day um experience, and it wasn't like a gradual or like a little bit and went back or then came back, and then it wasn't like that. It was a complete complete opposite 180 of my life, that was before, like the 41 years before that, and after that day since then. And it all happened when I prayed to Jesus Christ out loud, repented, and asked him, and I put my trust in him. That's when it happened on that day exactly.
Mhm.
So, and it was profound.
Okay.
It wasn't like,
Okay.
yeah.
So I've met someone and they had this experience once. And I'm not lying. I'm not making this up. This is someone I've interacted with, and I don't know them very well, just so you know. But this is what they reported. They had this experience, and they felt at one with the universe, and they've come away with the profound belief, and it was like you're describing. It was a night and day switch. This profound belief that there's a universal consciousness, and that we are all tapping into. Um, what what about that personal experience should say that that's misplaced feelings versus what you had? It sounds to me exactly the same.
Like I said, I wouldn't be able to answer what someone personally experienced, you know what I'm saying, and how,
Mm-hmm.
or what their whole story is. I wouldn't be able to know a human being, their thoughts, their motivations. I couldn't really judge anything.
I'm not asking you to judge it. What I'm
Yeah.
asking is like it if the two experiences sound the same to me, they sound the same to me. If they both had the same effect on your lives,
Mhm.
as far as like you were one way and now you're another way, why is yours different than theirs? Or or you can answer, why did they come to a different conclusion? Either one of those questions.
I couldn't answer that. I Yeah, I couldn't answer that. All I know was like I said, to say again, we don't know the details of this person's exact experience of what they thought in their minds, and what they, the knowledge they got or whatever. I would dare to say it was not exactly, or even maybe close to exactly what my experience was, without me knowing, without me talking to them.
Oh yeah, I'm not
Um,
saying it's the same experience. I'm saying, or it's even similar to yours. I'm just saying it was a
yeah,
personal experience. It changed their life immediately, and they came away with a completely different
yeah.
conclusion that you did. And I'm trying
Well, I
to
would say,
understand how a personal experience can lead to correct conclusions if it can lead two people to different contradictory conclusions.
What
I
would be
mean, I
the
would say,
question?
yes, fine. I would just say that that person, if they had that experience, they should trust and follow what they've done. They should follow and trust that, and that should be what they believe. So I wouldn't, you know,
Okay. So
yeah.
do you think their beliefs are false?
Well, what do they believe? That
That
there's no
that
God, or
the, I'm not sure if they believe in a God or not, but they believe that we are all part of one universal consciousness, that we're not distinct consciousnesses.
I mean, like I said, we all have a belief, and we all have our, 100% that we experience in ourselves, and we can't get that to somebody else. So if they believe they have the truth, we're all going to find out in the end, and that's it. So, I wouldn't disparage anyone who has personal experience, because I've had my personal experience.
Okay.
So
Do you think it's
yeah,
important? Do you think it's important to believe true things?
of course, I think
Okay.
our brains are made that way. Yeah.
Okay. Um, do you think it's important to believe only true things, or is it okay to believe false things as long as you get mostly true things?
I think as human beings, we are created to always want to find and know the truth, whether we find it or not, or we're misled, or we believe in something that's not true. I think ultimately we all want to find the truth, but some of us don't,
Mm-hmm.
in the end. But I think
Okay.
that's how we're woman.
All right. So if it's important to believe true things, and um, it sounds to me like you agree with me, it's also important to not believe false things. If I'm looking at a method that can produce contradictory beliefs, why should I trust that method?
We mean the other person in mind?
Yeah.
Well, I would say one of us could be lying, or also research what we believe, and does it make sense logically? You know what I'm saying? Do some research on each person's belief and
Hmm.
check that and compare that. And that's I would try to do is try to come up with what seems more logical, what seems more real, more plausible between the
Well,
two or between any other two.
okay. Do you think logic can get you to truth without verification?
Um,
I mean, it's
I mean, I don't know because people use logic and I think they come to the wrong answer. So I mean, like I said, if, um,
That answers my question. I should have phrased it better.
no, it's
Is
all
it
right. It's all right.
reliably get you to truth without verification? And I agree with you, it does not. Um, so if logic doesn't reliably get you to truth without verification, then wouldn't we need a way to verify our conclusions beyond just researching?
When you say verify, do you mean like proven 100% no doubt? Is that what you mean?
I
Like,
don't think I don't think it's necessary to prove 100% no doubt to get verification. But but there has to be some kind of feedback. Like, let me give you an example. I can logically deduce that there is a wall in front of me. And then I can try to walk through the wall and I will get feedback from the world saying that wall actually exists. And that's the kind of feedback I'm talking about with verification.
okay.
Do you think we
Yeah.
can get to use logic to get to unverified truths if there's no feedback?
I mean, if you're talking about the physical world, I mean, yes. But if you're talking about God, that's a different, that's not, in a sense, like a physical scientific test you can do. You know what I'm saying? So law is something different than proof, like absolute proof God existing in a sense.
Oh, okay.
So I think different, but yeah, go ahead.
All right. So if can I logically get to a metaphysical belief that there is no God or
What
that
is
there's a pantheon of gods?
what does metaphysical mean?
Uh just non-physical substances, additional substances besides just the
So
physical
it's
stuff.
like a immaterial, you mean like a spiritual being, a God, you mean?
Yeah, a spiritual being would be non-physical.
So so ask me the question again.
Can I logically get to the belief that there's a pantheon of gods and not just one?
Um, Again, whatever that belief is, I don't know if you're talking about Hinduism or something else, right? Whatever that is, where there's a pantheon of gods, I would say check the evidence philosophically, historically, if the people wrote about this, and compare it and see which one makes more sense, which one seems more logical. Because inherently, I would say God, if he exists, he's got to be the most logical being and that exists.
Okay,
Because we get it from God. We are the creation, we're the effect, God is the cause, right?
sure.
So
All
God,
right.
God should be logical by nature
all
or
right. Do it. Okay. Go ahead,
All
Fabio.
right. So if but I've talked to Hindus and they think they can logically get to pantheons and they use their logic too. Um doesn't that indicate that logic will take you to different places based on your starting presuppositions?
Well, like I said, I would say maybe the majority of people who are born Hindus stay Hindus, and Muslims, and maybe Christians, and maybe atheists. But it's not a guarantee that every single person born in a Christian household or whatever is going to be that. It's obviously it's probably more likely, or maybe it's better, higher percentage. Well, at the end of the day, we all can think for ourselves, and for people that want to think and want to do the research and want to check things out, they'll come to the truth. I believe that Jesus Christ is God, and he's real, and every other religion is false. I believe they'll come to that in their own time if they are objective and are seeking truth.
Okay, I don't feel like that answered my question.
All right, so listen again.
So if people use logic to Hindus use logic to get to a pantheon of gods, doesn't that indicate that logic takes you to a logical conclusion based on what you already believe, based on your presuppositions?
I don't know. I think Jesus Christ, the Hindu gods, Allah, I think they all can't be true. So logically, one has to be right or all of them are wrong. But so like I said, one of them has to be right or they're all wrong. They all can't be right. So logically, someone's going to be wrong, even if they think that they're right. So I don't know how to answer that. If everyone comes to a different agreement, someone has chosen wrong. Someone has not, really looked at the evidence or whatever.
All right,
Okay.
guys, that's 15 minutes.